Right, apologies because I should have done this before we left the house, and I've decided to do it in the middle of a traffic jam just on the outskirts of Belfast. But we're on a road trip and we're going to see, who we're going to see, Sam?
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones. Dublin, here we come.
But we don't care about Rolling Stones, we're going to see the support act.
Yeah, that's even too sarcastic for me, is that? That's just not funny at all. So, yeah, we'll probably do a few more of these on the way down, here and there, but...
when we're lost.
Toodaloo. We're now in Ireland. We always were in Ireland, but now we're officially in Ireland, and I can say we're in Ireland. Welcome to the Emerald Isle. You ever look out the window? It's all very nice out there today. Nice and green. We've got Dexies on the old wireless, and I've got a car up my arse, even though technically I'm going over the limit, so I'll just pop into this lane a little bit. I'll let this gobshite go past. Gobshite. So yeah, I think we'll pull over and get some ice cream soon, because we want ice cream and we deserve a treat because it's Rolling Stones Day. Right peeps, I'm not quite sure where we are, but it's, where would you say we are, mate?
Dundalk, I think. Just the outskirts of Dundalk.
There you go, straight from the horse's mouth. We're outside Apple Green, where we got ice creams, strawberry milkshake. The business is this. But yeah, nice day. Back to it.
Aye, stop at the window now.
We're stopping at the window here, guys, because we've got to pay the toll, pay the piper. There you go. Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers. Whoa. Now we get to go again. Where are we going? Dublin. Alright guys, we've arrived at, as you can probably hear, our car parking for the day, which is Dublin Airport. It's a noisy bloody jet. Sam sunning himself. And now we've got about, what, an hour's walk? Something like that.
Yeah.
Hour's walk, he's checking his watch, hour's walk.
No, we'll not walk.
Right, we've been advised that we can get a bus up here somewhere. It's a nice day. Nice bit of signage. How's your plane? There's Sam getting impatient. Could do it a nice greasy burger.
Nice place to walk.
Right, just got off the bus. That bus. We're about, what, 2 minutes walk from Croke Park now? Don't know if you can see that down in the background there. Right guys, well there it is in the background, and Sambo needed a piss, so he's in the Turdis, which is located there. And I think we're about another 2 minutes away, something like that, more of the show. See you in a bit. Looking at tickets, what it is, limited amount, bought online, but you don't find out where you're sitting in the stadium, could be anywhere, so I chose that envelope from the big box. I'm losing my voice. Purple wristband, cool. And the grand opening, we'll see what we've got. Anticipation's palpable, isn't it? Here we go. We've got the Cossack stand lower tier. Yay! That doesn't sound too bad. What's the price on these? But yeah, happy days.
Cheers.
Right, we're at the merch stand. Sam's just said it's not too bad. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I need fucking therapy. Here we go, are you ready? Check out them baby there. 35 quid for a t-shirt. Kiss me hands. I stood outside. Sam's over there behind me, spending his hard-earned beauty on a shirt. Let's have a look around. There's the old stadium. Getting hungry. I think we'll probably head in about 10 minutes. See you in there. Oh, got a camera wrong way around. I'm filming something back of Thunderlock's head. That was a good start. Right, so we made it in, got through security just. I got frisked twice, but yet nobody checked my pockets, which was a bit weird. There's Sam, as you can see, again. So we're gonna go find his seats. You find out where we are?
Aye, we're down the front here to the left.
Right, we're in. I've acquired myself a tacky headband for free because we took part in a Jeep promotion. They thought we were going to buy a Jeep, it cost about 30 grand, so we sat in it, seemed interested and got a free headband. That'll do. And as you can see over there is the stage. But bizarrely, the two ladies sat next to Sam there, they've just told us that their seats over there cost double the amount that we paid for Lucky Dip to sit. Yeah. So that's not too bad, is it? Can you see Jack Nicholson anywhere? No. There we go. See you in a bit. We ain't going anywhere. Smell some weed around here.
Alright. I'm surprised there wasn't that much. I thought there'd been a bit more of it inside. You would have.
Yeah. Hey up. Right, we're back again. We're back again. As you can see, it's the next day now. I was supposed to do this review of sorts when I got back home, but by the time I'd had a coffee, quick sit down, it was going on 3 o'clock and I just basically couldn't be bothered. Bedtime it was. So we're here now. Back to it. Rolling Stones, Croke Park, Dublin. Really enjoyed it. I don't think I'd have paid any more for the ticket that we paid for. But I'm quite a stickler on ticket prices. I don't like what's going on in the world. Oh, by the way, I may go off on a tangent with this. It may turn into a big waffle. So unless you're a big fan of the Stones, or you like to hear people whinge and waffle, you might find some more interesting to watch on the old US Tubius. But here we go. Yeah, which part to start on? There's so many points to cover. We'll start on the tickets. Previously now, the last time I saw the Stones was nearly 20 years ago, and it was 30 quid, which 20 years ago 30 quid for a ticket was top price. That was top whack ticket at the time. And for that money it was first come first served when you got to the actual stadium. This was at Wembley where I saw them. Got there early, in early, right to the front, special wristband, which is now technically what they class as the tongue pit. In today's world, however, if you wanted a ticket for the tongue pit at last night's gig, you were looking at, as far as I know, if I'm wrong, I apologise in advance, it was somewhere between 200 and 400 quid a ticket plus booking fee to have the honour of being that close. Don't agree with that at all. The tickets gradually went down in price. Obviously, the further you went back, the cheaper your ticket was. Now, they did run a special offer called a Lucky Dip ticket, which was you paid a set amount, which was, and you had to buy a pair of tickets. It was 123 euros, which included your booking fee, which covered 2 tickets. You didn't find out what your tickets were until you got to the actual stadium, proved your ID to show where you were, so you couldn't, sell your tickets on. And I literally picked an envelope out of the box and then found out where the tickets were. What a bad view. A lot further back than what I'm used to. A hell of a lot further back. But there was also 2 women sat in our seats when we got there. And we, politely asked them who. There was no problem, and they laughed and joked and said they were only there for sunbathing because their seats were right at the back. And Sam had asked them how much they paid for the seats, and bearing in mind that our seats worked out round about at €58 flat rate for the ticket, they'd chosen our spaces as a better view. Their own tickets were €150 each. They were quite shocked by what we paid. Part of me found it a little bit amusing, but I'm a bit twisted like that. But yeah, but going back 20 years, in 98 and in 94, the stage show was just unbelievable. I mean, it was huge. It was video screens. It was flamethrowers. It was flash bombs, lasers. It was the works. Pyrotechnic mania. And enormous inflatables. I mean, these inflatables put AC/DC's inflatables to shame. They were just amazing. It was a spectacle. That's the word. I don't know where to look when I'm on this bloody thing, because I don't like looking at myself. Obvious reasons. So, excuse me while I just gaze round like I'm a bit like Stevie Wonder. Maybe I should put these down and that'll be a bit better. Anyway, back to it. But yeah, apparently though, on this tour, they'd said in advance that they wanted the fans to focus on the performance rather than the stage show. So for the honour of paying, you know, top whack, they downscaled their normal spectacular to an averagely good stage show. They had a video screen each in the background. Just an average rock gig light show, and the fireworks, in comparison to what they normally put on, it was probably the equivalent of paying to see a public performance firework, you know, display previously, and going to your local newsagents and buying a box of bangers. If you'd never seen the Stones before, I'm sure you thought it was absolutely wow, you know, you'd have been gobsmacked and happy days. But when you look at the comparison, bear in mind that 20 years ago, a 30 quid ticket in today's money would probably be somewhere around about 50. Maybe 60. We'll push it, we'll be nice, we'll push it to 60 quid in today's money. Yeah, in today's money, for less of what you get for your money. Astronomical difference. Pure profit, pure profit. Going off on a little slight tangent again. Merchandise. Some nice t-shirts. €35 a piece, which seems to be the norm now for t-shirts. I just think it's disgusting. It's like, you what? It's a t-shirt. Their markup on a 35 quid, sorry, £30 sterling it would have been, or 29 if you want to be pedantic about it, on a 29 quid t-shirt, which probably cost them, I would have a guess at no more than, I mean, they're buying in bulk, £2-3 per shirt tops. It's a bloody good markup. Now I know the venues take a huge whack of merchandise, but it's still a good markup. T-shirts 35, long sleeve t-shirts 50, sweatshirts I think was 70, jackets were in a few hundred. Just ridiculous amount of money, and they were selling shitloads of them. There was people buying 4 or 5 shirts at a time, and I was just stood watching thinking, my God, you're either loaded or stupid or both. Then again, each to their own. I always tend to find that when I buy a really nice tour shirt, I never like to wear the damn thing. Yeah, very expensive. Back to the gig though. Time of year it is when they came on stage. Oh, actually, I'm going to take a bit of a step back here on about ticket value. I don't want to take anything away from this young band called The Academic. I just don't see how they were given the main and only support for such a prestigious event. If there'd have been 3 bands on and they opened up, great. But for such a big gig to pick a band that I would say 98% of the people in there were like, don't know who these are, never heard of them, wasn't the best move. Now, bearing in mind, in a few days' time, the UK leg kicks off. They've got acts, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of these bands per se, but they have Florence and the Machine, there's Noel Gallagher, the Specials. I'm trying to think who else is on there. Richard Ashcroft. Even if you're not a fan of them, you know, they're named acts. They could fill a decent sized venues on their own, whereas the Academic at the moment, and good luck to them, they're a club band. I didn't rate them. Wasn't my cup of tea at all. The only way I can describe them is like a teeny bopper girls indie band. That's not meant to sound disrespectful to them, but you know, a band like the Vamps, just all very nice and clean cut indie. But they came and they went, and by the time they went, it was still bloody daylight. I don't like outdoor gigs when it's daylight because you lose a hell of a lot of the atmosphere. Especially when you're looking at a huge stage and behind it is bright blue skies, so there's nothing really to fix your attention. You know, it's easy to get distracted by the abundance of light. It didn't help matters much. The Stones have always had this policy of not opening with a bang. It's maybe my own personal view, but I like a gig to start full on, you know, in your face. Let's start as you mean to go on. I could be really sadly stereotyped here and say, why not use a track like Start Me Up to start the gig? You want flash bombs, you want explosions, you want it full in your face, and carry on from there. Now, granted, it wasn't as an unusual choice as back in '94 when they opened with Not Fade Away. That was a bizarre choice. That was so bizarre. But they opened with, which is a really good song. They opened with Sympathy for the Devil. Broad Daylight. Don't know who that is. Broad Daylight, Blue Skies, and a long drawn out intro to a song. For me, it doesn't work when a band comes on stage. I have to say though, by the time Keith's guitar work comes into it, the sound was absolutely amazing. I don't know how he does it. Some may say he doesn't do an awful lot with his guitar work. Some can see beyond that and see what he's actually doing is absolutely pure fucking genius. But it just kicked you in the face when he flicked his guitar on. It was you know, a sight to behold. But then again, I am biased because Keith with an F, Keith is God. I'm pausing there in awe. Bit sad, really, isn't it? But yeah, but that's how it is. And then I think they moved on to Tumbling Dice, another good track. But again, they've gone from a slow building track to quite a slow number. And then it was Paint It Black, which pushed it up a gear. But it was still broad bloody daylight. And with the stage show being massively scaled down to what they used to, or fans are used to seeing, kind of expected more. The performance was there. I mean, those guys can really give it, and they're all mid-70s, which is fucking scary. And they give it better than a lot of bands that are touring at the minute. They put much more effort in, and they play longer, and they're better, just all round. But so we went past Paint It Black,
And then they did a thing that for me didn't work at all in that setting. I've got nothing against new stuff, but the gig still hadn't got going. It was still broad daylight, and they bunged, I think it was three new songs in, title wise. Ride 'Em On Down was one, I think. I mean, the songs are all right, but to me, they'd be fit into a smaller, more intimate venue, bit of one-on-one, maybe an acoustic setting. And for me, those 3 tracks, they just got lost in the blue sky. They just got lost, and it was risking falling a bit flat at that point. That probably sounds bloody awful coming from a Stones fan, but it just didn't seem to work. Maybe that's just me. If you were there, feel free to argue a point. I don't mind. I don't know if they're going to be using the same set by the time they reach UK in a few days' time. They've got a few days off to think about it. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I think they will shake it up a bit. I think they'll shake it up an awful lot. But after they'd finished with those, it then came to the poll for what track to play as what I was led to believe was going to be the opening track, and I was a bit puzzled about what the options were because they were all slow. But then it was Wild Horses. Really good track, beautiful track. I tried ringing the wife at that point so she could have a listen in, but I think it was that loud the phone just couldn't handle it, and she just had a deadline and probably thought we were getting mugged and, I don't know, thrown in a skip or something. But quick drink. Yeah, after that point, the sun started going down a bit. Yeah, where did we get to? Ah, yeah, next tracks. Keith took over then for a couple of songs. I didn't play Happy. I know they've got to change things up. But it didn't make me happy that he didn't do Happy. He did Before They Make Me Run. And then a song that I do really like, The Worst, from Voodoo Lounge. That was good. Really good sound. Always like it when Keith plays stuff. And then they kind of kicked onto the big guns then. Sorry, that's just come loose there. They kicked onto the big guns then. It started getting dark, which was is what he wanted. So the stage show came into its own a bit more. They had what was it? Miss You, Midnight Rambler. Both sounded excellent. And then they went to Start Me Up. Always goes down well. And then it really kicked up a gear then. It had just got that little bit more dark. It was almost dark. And Keith kicked in with a riff for Jumping Jack Flash. And the whole place just bloody exploded. I think at that point everyone was up for it. And everyone was like, oh, this is happening now. We're at a Stones gig now. It was good. What came after that? Brown Sugar. Again, went down an absolute storm. It's one of those things where, I shouldn't really say it, but some bands, I don't like them doing all the well-known songs all the time. But a band like the Stones, they're just so good. Their good stuff is just so good. They buggered off for a breather then for a few minutes. Probably get some oxygen, cup of beef tea, something like that. And then they did one of my favourite Stones tracks, Gimme Shelter, which is it's a cracking song. By that time, more lights were on. It was getting better. And then they finished with Satisfaction. And ended up with a bit of a firework display at the end. I do think most people were pleased and they really enjoyed it start to finish. I'm probably a bit cynical with it. But as much as it was good, I do honestly feel it could have been brilliant, and it should have been brilliant for the amount people were paying for tickets. I just can't, and I don't want to be slagging them off. I mean, these guys are multi-millionaires, probably into tens, hundreds of millions sat in bank. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't charge a suitable amount for tickets. But like I said, that comparison, 20 years ago, a 30 quid ticket, and the stage show was out of this world. Back in 94, tickets were, I think they were just over 20 quid a ticket, 25 quid a ticket. Stage show, unbelievable. 2018, the comparison to the amount of ticket, you were looking at 4-5-fold price for a basic ticket, and the production value had probably dropped by 60%, and that's a shame. It's a real big shame. I'm still glad I saw them again. I really hope I get a chance to see them again. I don't know if I will. I'd really like to see Keith Richards do something on his own. I think part of the set that I enjoyed the most was him doing The Worst. Bit of a contradiction in terms there, really, isn't it? But it'd be nice if he could. But then again, would I be able to afford the tickets? No, I fucking wouldn't. Would I want to pay the amount he probably want a ticket? No, I probably wouldn't. So it's a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, please, Keith, do some gigs, but don't. Because if you do, I'm only going to be so disappointed that I can't bloody go. But yeah, score-wise, for the performance, for the effort they put in when they're on stage, I'd give them 8.5, 9 out of 10. Can't fault it. You know, they didn't stop. They just went on, and it was probably just over 2 hours they did. A lot of people were talking about a longer set in Dublin in the weeks building up. But for guys in the 70s, 2 hours. 2 hours is long enough. But for the overall Stones experience, if it was your first time, I think you probably would give it 8 out of 10. But for me, the production value, taking into account the support, no offence to the support, I don't want to be dissing them at all, but I'd probably give it something like 4.5 out of 10. It was a bit underwhelming for them because they're capable and they have proven themselves to do so much better. And it went from being something good when it could have been, like I said, it could have been absolutely fucking amazing. But yeah, there we go. I've rambled on enough now. That must be about a good, 20 minutes? I thought I can get this done in about 3, but I do tend to waffle. There's probably a lot of stuff I haven't even bloody covered or talked about. Now, if you're a fan and you want to argue anything or tell me to shut up because I'm a blathering moron, do so. If you want to hit the dislike button, I ain't going to cry about it, do so. There's no such thing as negative press after all, is there? If you want to say out nice, do so. If you want to just go, fucking hell, look at the state of that face on my screen. Again, it's all welcome, it's all welcome. But if you are attending any gigs coming up, there's a full European, another European leg due. I think you'll enjoy it. But I'll be interested to know what you think about it. But anyway, I really am on the verge of going on a big waffle now about something Stones connected, which we can save for another time. So there we go. Need a catchy tagline to finish with. I haven't got a fucking clue. Let's have a go. I'll tell you what. Don't forget to breathe in and out. I thought I'd better add, I felt like I'd be a bit negative then about the gig. I am glad I went. And on leaving the stadium, it was rather sombre in a way, because that could have actually been the the last time I see the Rolling Stones. And that's pretty sad. Yeah. Hope not. But anyway, let's leave you a bit of Keith. This is what they should have played.